And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
iHeartRadio Did You Know? Presented by iHeartRadio. You know, what you're listening to right now. Did you know that iHeartRadio not only lets you listen to all your favorite AM/FM stations locally and nationwide for free, but iHeartRadio lets you build your very own radio station that plays nothing but the music you love. It's called Favorites Radio, and it's a collection of every song you've ever thumbed up. Hear a song you love on live radio, thumb it up, and it's added to your favorites radio station. Hear a song while listening to artist radio or a playlist, thumb it up, and we add it into your favorites radio station too. That's all you have to do to create your very own personalized station. It's easy, and the best part, Favorites Radio is free. Create your own private station or share it with friends to show off your great music taste. It's entirely up to you. All you do is thumb up the music you like, and we'll do the rest. Look for your own favorites radio station featured in your library in the free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio, #1 for music, radio, and podcasting, all in one app.
iHeartRadio.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, Kickoff. Good morning, Kickoff.
It's the Morning Kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a feel-good football Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on AM 1300. The Zone. Are the Packers for real? Coach Sark gives updates before the UTEP matchup. We've got the SEC games of the weekend. Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com joins us at 8 a.m. Longhorns City Limits takes on the ATL. And do we have the fight of the year this weekend? I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, make sure you get over to that new and improved iHeartRadio app. It's free, folks. I don't understand why you don't have it on your phone or wherever you go. That way you can listen to us all day long.
All the time.
Because you can get in program, #1, as your preset. #2 is our podcast page, because you do not want to miss any of those interviews, especially the one that we had yesterday with the legendary coach, Mac Brown. Outstanding interview. But you'll get a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson. Your last chance to get a chance to win some tickets to see Lainey Wilson. All right, I think we're all in consensus when we say that our picks yesterday started off with the Green Bay Packers. At least you and I had the Green Bay Packers. Marcus's teams hadn't started playing yet. They'll play over the weekend when we talk about the NFL. But the Green Bay Packers are a team, I believe, that has shown in 2 games, short week, 2 games, that they may be one of the best teams in the NFL. They went out last night and dominated, Mark. It was a domination from the word go in that game. From the way that Marcus's MVP, Jordan Love, looks, the way that Micah Parsons, by the way, is looking like Micah Parsons, and you start to look at the complementary pieces that they have on that team. We always talk about complementary football, being able to do something different. They beat them 27-18 last night, and now Washington, who we thought was going to be one of those teams in the NFC East, that it still can be.
Look pedestrian.
They did not look right, and they lost Austin Eckler last night to a torn Achilles. What is it about the Green Bay Packers that you've seen that you're like, okay, this team's a little bit different than what I thought they were going to be?
The athleticism and the versatility in the players. They have a lot of players on their defense that can play multiple positions, so it just creates all these mismatches. And even though they took a downgrade at defensive tackle, they still have two defensive tackles that are 330, 340-pound guys that don't go backwards. They're not as talented as Clark athletically, but they're just as big. And they know their role.
Yeah.
You know, I always say, just do your job or know your role, like Ron Simmons used to say, in which The Rock made famous. If you know what you're supposed to do for the rest of your team to have success, the Green Bay Packers are doing it in these last two games better than anybody.
Yeah.
Just doing your job and let the guys that have the skill set to get to the quarterback do so.
Well, you look at what the offensive side of the ball was able to do. You look at Jordan Love, and he just looks like a totally different football player. And when the move was made for Jordan Love and they finally let Aaron Rodgers go, everybody was questioning it because across the nation, those big shows, they were talking about how they didn't think he had matured or how can they get rid of Aaron Rodgers and go with this Jordan Love? Every time he steps on the field, he looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Well, they're eating a lot of crow now because this man has gone out there, proven to be the leader that he is, but more importantly, he takes care of the football. And as a quarterback, that's your job. Don't give them the ball. And he takes care of it. He had 2 touchdowns last night. He used his tight end unbelievably, Tucker Kraft. And that dude had 124 yards receiving as the tight end. And the plays that they were designing for him had him wide open on a lot of those.
What you can get. And the defense was giving that to you, so you have to take it until they decide, no, let's change that.
Yeah.
And then you can start doing other things. They realized that they didn't have enough coverage to keep people from going deep. So they allocated an extra man in the secondary, which made the middle of the field open.
Man, middle of the field.
It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Jordan Love was actually playing. He threw the ball away like 4 times. And because he wanted to live the play another down. And more quarterbacks need to do that. Like sometimes it's just not going to work out.
Right.
He made very good decisions last night.
Yeah, he looked the part. And Marcus, I'll give you a lot of credit, man. You picked him to be your MVP. I'm not saying he is MVP right now, but he is working his way because his team is 2-0. Back-to-back weeks. They played, but they were both at home. They beat Detroit handily, and then they go out and they beat Washington Commanders, who a lot of people are looking at. But the story of the game is Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons has gone out there and done what we've seen for years that we weren't expecting to not see anymore. And here's Micah Parsons. And listen to the fans and what they said about Micah Parsons.
I know you guys know what they're saying. They're saying, thank you, Jerry.
Yeah. Thank you, Jerry. Because he did what Jerry said he would never do. He would never put his ego about money, right?
What?
Jerry said his ego was never going to be a player's money. He was never going to hold it against anybody because that's the negotiations. What did he do? He held it against Micah and his agent. And now Micah is drawing those comparisons to Reggie White after Reggie White was traded to the Green Bay Packers.
People talk about the trade comparing it to Reggie White when he came here. And you know what Reggie White did when he came here? He brought a title to the town. What are your expectations for this team? What do you see this team ceiling? What can they do?
I think we can do great things. But at the end of the day, as y'all know, it just goes week by week. We got to consistently put that effort, that energy every week. And then great things can happen. We can get back to that bowl. And I obviously, I don't want to compare myself to Reggie at all. He had like 70 sacks in 4 years. Like, that's like unheard of. But if I could just come close to his legacy, I'd be a very happy person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Humble too. Oh my gosh. Why would you get rid of a player like that?
Exactly.
You know, and we talking about Green Bay and we talk about Micah Parsons' effect. Let's talk about Washington's offense for a second. I said that the Commanders would score 27 points. That's an easy low number for the Commanders with all of the offensive weapons that they have. For them to not be able to score 20 points is crowning that defense. That offense is so explosive, so much versatility, so much speed, and they look like an average team last night.
Yeah.
To that defense.
Yeah.
Gary was on point. Parsons was on point. What do you do? Like that defense, I'm so glad that I picked that defense up on fantasy. You know how many points the defense had?
What, about 15?
They had 14 points.
Yeah.
A defense.
Yeah.
That's like offensive points.
Yeah.
If you get 8 points on defense, you're great. That's good.
Last week I didn't get that many points because my team was terrible, but it is what it is.
But the I make it about fantasy just to be a clown. But that defense is so scary, man. And they force you to throw the ball before you're ready, off platform. And if you can get I really do think that he's the best scrambling quarterback in the NFL to throw the ball away and get sacked the way that he did last night.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to everybody else?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this season goes because, to your point, that defense, they're scary. And when you got a guy like Micah Parsons coming off of the edge, doing what he wants to do, challenging the people the way that he wants to challenge them, this is something that all these teams consistently are going to have to try to devise those schemes to keep that pressure off of their quarterback.
Man,
there ain't no play action coming off of that because they're going to meet you at the quarterback. We're just getting started on a Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff. Coming up next, we'll hear from Coach Sark as he gets ready for a big weekend, and he tries to figure out how to keep his team intense for these matchups. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Longhorns Game Day returns this Saturday as Texas takes on UTEP.
We break down Saturday's matchup and visit with the insiders, special guests, live from Hook'em Hangout.
And don't miss the Hype Train this Saturday noon on 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Limited tickets still available at AXS.com.
Get yours while you still can.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
The left lane is blocked off by a crash on I-35 northbound at Highway 45. If you're coming in from Kyle this morning, plan for about a 30-minute out of your drive. Delays start from Loop 4. There's also a crash on DeSalle Road and Palmer Lane, and all lanes are back open on 183 southbound at Lake Creek Parkway. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
The number 7 Texas Longhorns bounced back in a big way on Saturday afternoon, rolling past San Jose State with a 38-7 victory in Austin. After a rough opener, Arch Manning looked every bit of the star, throwing for 295 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half, and then adding a 20-yard rushing score in the third. Freshman wideout Parker Livingstone stole the show with 128 yards receiving and 2 scores, including an electrifying 83-yard touchdown. Texas' longest play since 2017. Transfer tight end Jack Indries found the end zone twice, giving the Longhorns plenty of firepower. On defense, Texas smothered the Spartans, forcing 4 turnovers and getting standout performances by Ty Anthony Smith and Michael Taft, who racked up 8 tackles. If there's a blemish, it's discipline. Texas was flagged 12 times for 115 yards. Hardge here. Friday nights in Texas mean football, family, and tradition. At Cover Ford Hutto, we've got trucks that are built for it. Right now, take $8,250 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and $10,046,000 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-250s, excluding XL, XLT, and STX trim levels. See dealer for details. Friday Night Lights, family, Ford. That's Cover Ford and Hutto, right off of 79 in Hutto or online at coverfordhutto.com.
We're live at Specs, where elite snack strategies are unfolding. This shopper just dove headfirst into the cheese section, barreling through the brie like he's got something to prove. Now he's eyeing that top shelf tequila. Does he have it? He does! Unbelievable! Specs selection, flawless. Specs savings, unstoppable. He's loading the cart like a man possessed. And it all started at Specs. Cheers to savings.
Get ready, football fans. The new Frito Pie Kolache is here. Seasoned beef, no bean chili, melty cheese, crunchy Fritos wrapped in our famous dough. Perfect for game day. No forks, no fuss, just flavor. Order ahead on the Kolache Factory app or visit our Austin locations, North Lamar and West Palmer. Kolache Factory, your MVP for tailgating.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Wake up with Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on a Feel Good Friday on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Coming up in the next segment, the Hard Knocks Life, we'll talk college football and mainly the SEC. Big matchup between Notre Dame and Texas A&M. And you'll hear from a local superstar that plays for Notre Dame that you'll get a chance to hear him talking about the matchup. We'll also have a chance to win some tickets from Lainey Wilson. We'll have a Lainey Wilson ticket giveaway coming up in just a little bit as well. But Mark, yesterday we got to speak to Coach Sark, his final media availability before they get ready to take on the UTEP Miners. UTEP, a 41.5-point dog in this matchup. And so Coach Sark had a lot of things running through his mind, but here's his opening statement.
First and foremost, great opportunity for us. We talked about it on Monday, but to be back at home, playing in front of our crowd, afternoon game, and exciting time. Obviously, you know, with the way our schedule is formatted, we get 3 straight home games, and then we're not home for a while. And this year in particular, we only have 6 home games. And so cherishing these opportunities that we have in DKR, making the most of them from an experience standpoint, but also making the most of them from a team perspective. And how do we make the most of them? That's playing more consistent and clean football than we have through 2 weeks. And it's easy to see from an offensive perspective what that looks like in areas where we need to improve. But I think that's collectively. I think our penalties need to come down. We need to play a cleaner brand of football. With that, I don't want to lose our edge. I don't want to lose our aggressive, our speed, our physicality, because I think that is something that we take a lot of pride in. But we got to play smarter football. And that is something that we're striving for. So should be a great day at DKR. Looking forward to a lot of guys hopefully getting an opportunity to play. We've been pushing more young guys to play. They're getting more reps in practice, and hopefully we can get them in earlier in the ball game this week.
Think about that. He's always trying to find a way to get those younger players, get some guys that normally don't get a chance to play. But the reason and how you get that done, you have to play collectively as a squad together and understand that for my brothers to get into play, I have to play to the elite level in which I'm in front of you for.
Yeah.
That's the only way you and I can continue to get and cultivate the program is if we go out and handle our business that way. The depth continues to show on a football team. These opportunities for these guys are so important with these, as people keep saying, these are non-competitive football games, but those reps are important the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get the work in, you're definitely not going to see the guys get the guys work in game situation that are not starters.
Right.
Even like your rotational guy, he's going to get some work because he's going to be on special teams. He's going to see the field. Like you might get dinged up or get your bell rung or something. You have to come out for a second. They get a couple of plays. But that third and fourth guy,
yeah,
like more times than not, they're going to stand on the sideline,
right,
and not get their uniform dirty at all. So, like, if you want that guy to play, and that's your brother, and you're like, man, I want you to get your reps in, you got to go out there and make quick work of people.
No doubt. No doubt.
And that's the only way it is. We talked about that, both of us, like yesterday in the break. We both had family members or friends on the team that didn't play much.
Right.
And we wanted them to get reps, so we pushed our starters.
Yep. You got to. And that's the only way that this is going to continue, iron sharpening iron. You got to get those reps. One of the biggest stories is the injury bug that is on this Texas football team. DeAndre Moore, Emmett Mosley. There's so many guys that we are hoping will get a chance to play. But Coach Sark said, hey, this is why these games are so important to not have those guys have to go.
All those guys are doubtful to out this week. I don't have concerns about long-term effects about any of them, but I think we would be putting them at risk for long-term effects if we forced them back too soon. So that's where those 4 guys are at.
Well, now those guys are Trey Wisner, Alex January, DeAndre Moore, and of course, Emmett Mosley. So there's some opportunities for the freshman. Dalen McCutcheon is going to get an opportunity to play. He's earned that right to be able to get out there. So
it's okay to call him Day-Day.
Well, I want for our listeners that may not know who he is.
Okay.
I had to let them know.
Smarten them up.
Yeah, what his real name
His
is.
government.
Yeah, Dalen McCutcheon. And so he's going to get his opportunity to go out there and participate this weekend. But you also have to understand this. This team is a 41.5 point favorite. So Coach Sark was asked about, what are you doing with the intensity at practice to keep these guys locked in?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I thought the intensity was as high as it's been all season, Tuesday and Wednesday. And I credit that to our scout team players. And you think about a lot of these guys on scout team, they're fighting for playing time. They want to play. And so that's a lot of their opportunity to show us, their ability to play, how to play. And so they raised the level of intensity, and that put a challenge on, the first team offense, the first team defense to perform. And so as that intensity rose, I think you could feel it on both sides of the ball. And we owe a ton to the guys that were working on scout team this week, because I thought they gave an excellent look. It was highly competitive. There's very talented people on both sides of the ball on those two teams. And so it made practice intense. It made it fun. I think the guys appreciated the work that we got definitely on Tuesday and Wednesday this week.
Wow.
See?
And Hardge, you have the ability to not have to play guys. Your team is so deep and so stacked that you can play your third and fourth guy and not have a big drop off.
No doubt.
So sit them out, at least for the next 2 weeks.
Right.
But against Florida, they have high-level Division I players.
Well, actually, you got 3 weeks, because you send them out this week, you sit them out next week, possibly against Sam Houston State, or Sam Houston. I know they took the state off. Sam Houston, and then you have the bye going into Florida. So you got a bye week coming.
Oh, so this is 3 weeks.
So you got 3 weeks, for a whole month off for Trey Weiser, because he didn't play last week.
Perfect.
So now he'll have an opportunity to sit out. So those are the things that you continue to look at. But Coach Sark was asked, and actually I asked the question, but it was more about, he didn't give us an identity of where his team was. So I said, what is your overall view of your squad after 2 weeks heading into week 3?
I'd be remiss if I didn't say we've got a really good defense. These guys they're physical, they're fast, they're smart, they're ball hawking. We are balanced on defense. When I say that, meaning we can stop the run, we can stop the pass. We're attacking. And so I think that definitely, when you think about where are we at as a team right now, I'd say that's the strength of our team. And we've got really good depth over there. We're able to play a lot of players, and we've got good experience on that side of the ball. I think offensively, I think we all can feel and see potential. And now it's our job as coaches to continue to push them and try to propel them so that we can drop the word potential, and we can say, this is who we are. And we see glimpses of it, and we're seeing things that definitely excite us, but we're seeing things that can be frustrating too as coaches. And that's our job as coaches, is to find this level of consistency on the offensive side of the ball. And I think on special teams right now, I'm seeing a lot of what ifs. We had 2 opportunities to block punts that we just missed in each game. We had a couple kickoff returns that we felt like could have been big returns, and it was one block that just didn't happen, that we don't get the big return. And so for us in that aspect, it's like we got to get over the what ifs on special teams and start becoming. And again, this early in the season, as I said earlier in the week, I don't know if week 3, I don't know if anybody wants to be a finished product in week 3. It's a long way to go. But we have plenty to work on that I think we worked on this week. And my goal is that we see growth, in the things that we're emphasizing. And if we can continue to do that, find areas where we can improve, apply it, and the players work on it and get better at it from 1 week to the next, that's the incremental growth that we're going to need as this season continues on.
The way you build confidence?
How?
Success. You have to say, okay, we're going to run the ball. And we're going to run the ball 5 times in a row right down their throat, guys. We're not going to punt. You got to mentally challenge your team. Texas is so skilled, and they have so much talent. Sometimes you overthink. I really hope that they try to dominate and enforce and impose their will on teams.
I think that's what Coach Sark is looking for as well. You try to push and push and push. So we'll see what happens this weekend. Coming up, we'll talk SEC. Check out the slate and see what's next right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
The final touches are being done to clear a crash on I-35 northbound at Highway 45, right now causing about a 15-minute backup from Loop 4, but should be better pretty soon. Also all clear for a wreck on DeSalle Road at Palmer Lane, but there is reports of a crash going southbound on the service road of I-35 at Howard. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
iHeart presents Police coming straight from the underground. Ice Cube bringing truth to power.
You know how we do.
Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude. Homies got shot. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
It's time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a month and bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Let's go! You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Guess who's watching Rob Finnerty on Newsmax? President Trump is. He even says Finnerty's show is so terrific. Millions are joining President Trump to watch Finnerty every night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax. All this week, Rob looks at the media's war on President Trump. Rob gives you the facts about the National Guard in cities like New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. He tells you the real truth about the Jeffrey Epstein files, and he reveals the big media's agenda on Trump's health. You need to watch Rob Finnerty on Newsmax. Check out your local cable system. Newsmax is on all major systems. Or download the free Newsmax app. It costs you nothing, and you can watch in minutes. Finnerty is the fastest-growing primetime news show in America. Find out why even President Trump is tuning in. More than 40 million Americans go to Newsmax for news they can trust, because we are real news for real people.
Cowboys corner Deron Bland could be out a couple of weeks due to a foot injury he suffered in Monday's practice. The Texans placed tight end Cade Stover on short-term injured reserve with a foot injury and promoted tight end Harrison Bryant to the active roster. Yannier Diaz with a go-ahead homer in the ninth. Carlos Correa hit his 200th career homer. Astros beat the Blue Jays in Toronto. I'm Rhonda Moss.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
On DraftKings Pick 6, new DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code SPORTS. That's code SPORTS. Play just $5, get $50 $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call. Ride the upside. In partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
The NFL is off to a wild start.
J.J. McCarthy runs for a Vikings touchdown.
The new season lives on iHeartRadio.
Fantasy advice and expert analysis.
We got you covered with the official NFL Podcast Network.
Games.
Got 'em.
Local stations bring you the action live.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers.
The adrenaline is still pumping as we hit week 2.
And we've got 24/7 coverage of everything you love about football.
Just open the iHeartRadio app and search NFL to dive in. Back to Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
As we look around the college football landscape, people keep saying it. Mark, you brought it up. Dang, man, we already at week 3 of the college football season. Some teams are already going into their 4th game. If you're Tarleton State, you're getting ready to play your 4th game in a season to where hey, that countdown, the final countdown is starting to pick up. We're getting closer and closer to SEC play. And speaking of the SEC, we're going to get into the matchups of the weekend. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. on ESPN2, you've got the Oklahoma Sooners making the trip to Temple, Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field. They are a 23.5-point favorite in this matchup. And I believe the story of the season so far is the quarterback for Oklahoma. John Mateer is him. He has shown up in Oklahoma and pretty much changed the dynamic of that football team. We knew that the defense was going to play well because that's what Venables does.
Right.
But being able to see what this offense has become with this quarterback has changed the view in Oklahoma. That's why they are the number 13 ranked team. At 11 a.m. on ABC, you have the Alabama Crimson Tide, where the lady said if she would have won the Powerball, she was going to pay the $70 million buyout for Kalen DeBoer and was going to pay the money to get Bill Byrne out of Tuscaloosa. She just wasn't having it no more. But they're still ranked number 19. They're 1-1 on the season, and they're a 21.5-point favorite in this matchup. We got to see how connected Alabama truly is. You know, when people say that they block out the noise, this is their opportunity to truly block out the noise because it's loud over there in Tuscaloosa. They're going to have to find a way to block it out, Mark.
I'm thinking that he's gone, Hardge.
Come on, man, really?
I really do, because it's not even just his fault.
$70 million.
It's just not his fault.
The
you know
folks
whose fault
in
it is?
Alabama don't have that kind of money to do that, do they?
I don't know if they do or don't, but I know this. Steve Saban's office is still in the building.
Nick Saban, yeah.
Like, you cannot do that. You can't do it. You're going to let your ex live in the house with you and your new wife?
Miss Terry is not letting Nick Saban come out of retirement. There ain't no way. There is.
What are you talking about? He's a football coach.
Nick Saban, Miss Terry said, Nick, you look great on TV, less stress. We get time to spend together. You think Coach Brown gonna try to come back after Miss Sally told him, hey man, let's go enjoy our grandkids and go hit the golf ball?
That was a compromise right there. You can still have an office up there. You can go there.
He can have an office in Tuscaloosa, just not in my building.
That's fair.
And the alumni and everybody, like, they see Saban there. They're never, the scab is off again. They rip the scab off every week. And if you lose, when you win, They put some of that topical on it.
That salve.
They put that salve on there.
Yeah.
And they put a new Band-Aid on and let it air out. They treat it real nice. But when they lose, rip the Band-Aid and the scab off, right? And it's back to being a problem.
It's not even when they lose, it's also when they don't win the way they want to win.
Yeah, you don't even have to win. You can just play bad. And everybody is like, man, under Coach Saban, it was more disciplined than this.
Yeah.
But that's the comparison. If you can eliminate Coach Saban from the equation, then I think he'll have a fair shake. But as long as the shadow, there's a statue of Saban you got to walk by his statue to get to your office, and he's still in the building. That's not fair to him as a coach.
But I don't believe that Kalen DeBoer is a bad coach.
I don't either. He wouldn't have got where he is and get that
Exactly.
job without being good at what he does.
I just think the standards at Alabama are the standards. And to your point, people expect them to, what Marcus said, people expect them to win by 20 every game. Like, how are they, if they're that bad, how are they a 21-point favorite over Wisconsin, who is 2-0?
This is where the tire meets the road. There were great players that came to Tuscaloosa because of Saban and his legacy and how many guys they put in the NFL. Him gone, they don't have the money. The industry there is not Austin.
Which is why
it's not
Nick Saban
Georgia.
walked out. That's why.
He
can't
knew
compete
that
with
he
that.
was not going to be able to compete with this new system.
Exactly. So what Alabama fans need to be doing is raising more money.
Right. They need to put the cookie jar in all the stores or whatever you got to
Put
do.
everybody donate. Like, you're going to have to will work for food. You're going to have to put something out there for them to get some money because it's not the same.
No, it's not. And you look at Downs. Downs was in Alabama.
Yeah, so was Sayin. The quarterback, Julian Sayin, was there too.
Right. And they were like, oh, y'all going to pay us what?
Yes.
All right, well, we on the way.
Yeah. Say less.
Say
as
less,
the youngsters
player.
say.
And they did. And look at how they're doing.
You're right. There's two big time matchups that are going to be going on in the SEC as well. The Georgia Bulldogs will travel to Neyland Stadium in Knoxville to take on the Tennessee Volunteers. Georgia ranked number 6 and Tennessee ranked number 15. Both teams are 2-0. It's a hot ticket, $300 for the lowest price ticket. I still believe that Georgia is the better football team. Tennessee's going to have some challenges. They got a good quarterback in Aguilar, 535 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. He controls that team. He's done a really good job. But Georgia's defense is Georgia's defense. And Kirby Smart is coming in there to move furniture.
Listen, they're going to go in there and they're going to move the furniture around. They're going to reconstruct the roof and everything. They're going to put solar panels up. They're going to the garage is going to have one of those electric
man caves.
They're going to put one of those electric outlets in there. They're going to get an electric car. They're changing everything.
Yeah, Georgia
and
is one
hard,
of those teams.
like there will be no cigar smoking for Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know they light the cigars up and everything. No, put it out your mind.
And the big time matchup of the night, 6:30, Texas A&M traveling to Notre Dame. Notre Dame is 0-1. They've had time to regroup and work, but Texas A&M, I'm putting a lot of love on Texas A&M, so we shall see what they're going to do. And we'll finish it off with Vanderbilt and South Carolina on the SEC Network. By the way, we are your home for Texas football.
Yes,
Texas
sir.
will be taking on UTEP. 3:15 kickoff on the SEC Network, but you can tune in to our pregame show 3 hours before kickoff starting at noon right here on Sports Radio.
You ready for the hype train, baby?
Right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The voice of the Horns. Craig Way on 1300 The Zone. Weekdays at 2.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The final touches are being done to clear a crash on I-35 northbound at Highway 45. Right now, causing about a 15-minute backup from Loop 4, but should be better pretty soon. Also, all clear for a wreck on DeSalle Road at Palmer Lane, but there is reports of a crash going southbound on the service road of I-35 at Howard. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders.
Eli Manning here. There's nothing like football and King's Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible King's Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. King's Hawaiian. There's nothing like it.
Hey, Texas Longhorn fans, I know that taking a road trip is all about loading up the car, throwing the cooler in the back, and pointing straight towards kickoff. It's football on the road, and Bud Light is riding shotgun. Because win or lose, it's the moments with your friends, the miles that you have traveled, and the ice-cold beer waiting at the tailgate that makes it all worth it. So make sure you grab a Bud Light because it's easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $50,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com. Together, let's drive.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Joy Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing a schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
We're live at Specs, where elite snack strategies are unfolding. This shopper just dove headfirst into the cheese section, barreling through the brie like he's got something to prove. Now he's eyeing that top shelf tequila. Does he have it? He does! Unbelievable! Specs selection, flawless. Specs savings, unstoppable. He's loading the cart like a man possessed, and it all started at Specs. Cheers to savings!
Hey, Texas fans, Craig Way here. It's time to kick off your deck project with TimberTech. A real decking all-star, TimberTech is the #1 brand in premium decking. It delivers real wood looks without the costly maintenance, and it will never rot, warp, splinter, or peel. Plus, with industry-leading warranties, you know your deck will perform at the top of its game season after season. Take a look, and you'll be hooked. Order free samples online at timbertech.com.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
I'm John Walzak, host of the new podcast, Missing in Arizona.
And I'm Robert Fisher, one of the most wanted men in the world.
We cloned his voice using AI. In 2001,
police say I killed my family.
3 dead bodies, 2 were children.
He slit the throat of all of them.
First mom, then the kids.
And rigged my house to explode.
In a quiet suburb.
This is the Beverly Hills of the valley.
My house just exploded and ignited on fire.
Before escaping into the wilderness.
Leading police on a massive manhunt in rugged terrain.
There was sleet and hail and snow coming down.
It was the biggest manhunt in Arizona history.
They found my wife's SUV.
Within 50 feet was a cave.
You could be buried under rockfall, and you cut a skeleton leaning up against the wall.
And my dog flew.
All I could think of is going to sniper me out of some tree.
But not me.
Police believe he is alive and hiding somewhere.
Can you disappear and change your name and work for cash? Yeah, you can.
Fisher is still very much a priority with the FBI. He's on the 10 most wanted list.
Listen to Missing in Arizona.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
Longhorns Game Day returns this Saturday as Texas takes on UTEP.
We break down Saturday's matchup and visit with the insiders, special guests, live from Hook'em Hangout.
And don't miss the hype train this Saturday noon on 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The song coming up at the top of the hour. We'll be going to Dallas to talk to our guy, Tommy Hardge of DallasCowboys.com. Check on the latest. We got some questions that need to be answered and some conversations that we need to get cleared up. But right now, I want to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Lady Wilson September the 18th at the Moody Center. All you got to do is get over to AM 1300 The Zone on the iHeartRadio app. Tap that red microphone and leave the keyword of the day, whirlwind. Whirlwind is the key word of the day for a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson September the 18th at the Moody Center. Also, make sure you tune into the Craig Way Show this afternoon starting at 2 o'clock as Craig, Cam Parker, and Jake Herman give you another chance to win a pair of tickets. But also, we are the home, and he is the voice of Texas football. So make sure you tune in to Craig Way this afternoon. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to the Hendrickson Hawks last night. They came from behind 24 points to get the victory against the Hayes Hawks, 42-41 in an epic come from behind victory for the Hendrickson Hawks. Mark, this weekend, you know, we're going to be out there for Longhorns game day, and we'll give you an update on all the things that are happening this weekend. But
the temperature is going to be higher than this last week.
You think it's going to be a little bit hotter?
That's what I heard.
Oof, man, got to dress lightly. But you know what else is going to be going on at Longhorn City Limits?
What's that?
ATL is coming to Austin, Texas, baby.
Oh, I forgot.
Big boy. That's right. The folks over at Longhorn City
Limits. I like
Limits,
the way you move.
Presented by Hollister, has now brought in Big Boy this weekend.
ATL shout it.
ATL shout it. And I cannot wait. I know a lot of folks like to go over to the concerts before the games. Everybody goes over there. Last week they had another big star, and so you start to think about these shows that they bring here. Texas does an unbelievable job of that.
Yeah,
Texas does an unbelievable job of bringing talent to the stage out here. They always talk about Austin, the live music capital, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, bringing Big Boy in. And the Peterson brothers will be there as well.
Which one is yours? Speaker Box or the Love Below? Super Cadillac Funky Music?
Yeah.
Old school.
I'm old school.
Old school.
Yeah. That's when Andre 3000 was truly Andre 3000 instead of Andre, I'm in outer space. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, you can't be smoking that stuff. You hit your head on a satellite.
I mean, just certain things that my man is doing, you got to look at it in a different light. So I let him make it every once in a while. But for him to be able, for what Texas has been able to do as far as the festivities, as I said, Big Boy and the Peterson brothers will be breaking it off. Last Saturday, they had Corey Morrow and Y'all Out Boy. They were on there, but now you bring in Big Boy. That's what it's all about, man. And the live music will start at 11:45. So it's Big Boy and the Petersons that will be performing this weekend.
I'm wondering if, normally I break out and go and try to get comfortable in front of the TV.
Yes, sir.
I may stay and listen to Big Boy.
You listen to him in your car on the way home and just, hey, I'm going to put a playlist together for you. And you just hit the car. You just told me it was going to be hot, Mark.
I know it's going to be hot, but it's Big Boy.
Yeah.
Y'all bring up Andre 3000. So ongoing joke. It's like, is it before or after Erykah Badu? Because that's when he started changing up. Right after Erykah Badu, that's when he started becoming an alien and flying in spaceships.
Yeah. I'm not working with that one. I'm not. Yeah, I'm leaving.
No comment.
Yeah, I'm leaving the Erykah Badu wildness to him. But make sure you hydrate during the game too, because Mark just told you it's supposed to be hot. What is that weather supposed to look like tomorrow?
Well, I mean, you can go on the computer and find out like what the weather forecast is going to be. But I'm just going to let you know right now. I believe them when they say it's gonna be hot.
You believe them?
I just believe them. They're batting 1,000
when it comes to the heat.
When it comes to the heat, August. Remember August?
No, it's been a minute.
It was 20 days.
Yeah,
over 100. Like, we need to quit, man. We got to do something with this global warming, man.
Man, what?
Yeah, that's what it is.
How in the world? Okay, it says that it's going to be 90 for tomorrow. We start the pregame show. It'll be 90 when we do the pregame show, and by the time we're off the air, it's going to be 92. So, I mean, that's pretty
10
much
degrees is
that's what. But I mean, that's what it was last week. It was hot out there last week.
It was 83 or 84.
If I was sitting next to you, what did you ask me? Can I get some of your water?
Well, I was choking.
And you was hot because I saw that towel come out of your pocket to wipe your head the whole time.
But you know what? I sent our new guy to go get some water.
You did?
We were good.
Jake went and got us some water.
Hey, how cool is Jake, man? That was a good find. And from what I'm hearing, that was Cam. Cam found him?
Cam's buddy. Yeah, he went to University of Texas. Yeah.
Good job, Cam.
But hold on. Let me get back to you talking about I was choking. You wasn't choking at that time. You was just parched.
What had happened was we got Juicy Lucy brought us some burgers. And I took a bite. You don't remember me taking a bite of the burger?
I do.
And then I was like, Hardge.
I could hear it all in my ear the whole time he was over there smacking.
I need to waterfall your drink. And then you were like, hey, man, you better waterfall. You don't remember?
Oh, yeah, I got it on video. I'm going to post it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen, that's kayfabe.
That's kayfabe?
That's kayfabe. That's going to draw a line between us if you post that picture.
What is it?
That's y'all sizzling right there.
That's my man over there smelling like bacon because he was so fired up just last weekend. But yeah, make sure you come out there and hang out. I know it's going to be hot, but Big Boy will be able to cool you down and get you fired up for the game.
Let's go.
The Peterson brothers will be there and just come and hang out on Bevo Boulevard because we'll be at Hook'em Hangout. Show starts at 12. And you can also listen to Third and Longhorn before our show kicks off to get you prepped up for our show, followed by Craig Way, Roger Wallace, and Will Matthews being able to bring you the game. You'll have post-game, and then you will also have no post-game show tonight, right? I mean, on tomorrow night, right?
No post-game.
Because the game is so late. Okay.
I think it's because of preempted Round Rock Express.
Oh, that is true, too. Don't forget about that, too. Round Rock Express tomorrow. They're almost done with their home season, and the baseball season is almost over. So get out and check out the Round Rock Express this weekend after you watch the Texas Longhorns. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com. Get the latest. Why is Jatavian Clowney showing up and then not staying? We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
Need cash for a home project, big life event, or to pay off high-interest debt? Tap into your home's equity with the home equity loan from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Use it for home improvements, debt consolidation, a wedding, tuition, or a vacation with flexible terms up to 30 years. Fixed rates, no closing cost under $250,000, and no repayment penalties. This is money that works for you. Apply online today at atfcu.org. Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, helping you do more with your home. ATFCU is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 422857. Federally insured by NCUA.
Calling all true crime junkies. This October, the hosts of Stuff They Don't Want You to Know, Buried Bones, and Betrayal are hitting the high seas on the first ever true crime voyage from award-winning, kid-free Virgin Voyages. Book now at virginvoyages.com/truecrime.
You work hard to provide for yourself and your family, and that's why identity theft is so scary. Not only does it pose a threat to your financial well-being, everything you've worked so hard for, but it's also a danger to your family. Even children can be victims. It's not their money thieves go after, obviously, but their social security number. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Act now and save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Sandy. I got a question for you. What kind of car owner are you? Are you the type that just writes a check for a really fancy car and then later on have second thoughts about how much it's depreciating? Or are you someone that just trades in every 3 years with all that negative equity and causing higher payments every single time? Or are you the type that's looking to save 30 to 40% on monthly payments with pretty reasonable terms? Which one are you? Well, if you're any of them, you need to call Apple Leasing at 346-9977. They've got amazing customer service at less costs on luxury SUVs, sports cars, pickups, sedans. They do it all, and they have so many repeat customers because they treat you right. Remember, leasing is not renting. It's the smarter option for a lot of people. And if you listen to us at all these years and you haven't reached out, you need to do it now. Call 512-346-9977.
America's #1 app for radio is iHeart. Live radio, trusted DJs, breaking news, live play-by-play, plus the station you're listening to right now, anytime, anywhere. Join the millions who already have it. Open the free iHeart Radio app today. The #1 app for radio.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. You see, wishes are so powerful, and you can make them real. They can give a child back their childhood, even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars like you. Visit makeawish@wish.org.
From the audio-visual consultation studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeart Radio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff on a Feel Good Friday edition on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In hour number 1, we talked about the Washington Commanders getting punched in the face by the Green Bay Packers and Micah Parsons showing out. We also let you hear from Coach Sark, and we talked about the games of the week. But right now, we're going to go up to the Metroplex and talk to our guy, Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com. You can follow him at Tommy_Yarish. And Tommy, the word of the day is trade. And the reason why we say that is because Jerry Jones traded Micah Parsons, and all he does is keep getting better. But they tried to bring in Jadeveon Clowney, and he left with no deal. Can you tell us the latest on what you've seen or heard on the Jadeveon Clowney situation?
Yeah, sure thing. If you'll humor me just for a moment here, Mike, I wanted to start by just apologizing to you, Mike and Mark, for missing last week. I slept through my alarm, and I told you guys I'd be here, and I didn't. There's no excuse for that. I know we got back late, but that's something I take seriously. So I just wanted to apologize to both of you and appreciate you guys having me back on. As far as Jadeveon Clowney goes, yeah, he was in the building for a visit on Wednesday. We saw him watching practice during the media's viewing portion. We get to watch the first couple of periods of practice. So he was out there on this kind of awning that overlooks the practice field. And left without a contract, I don't think not necessarily because Dallas didn't want to get one done. I think it's kind of a two-way street, right? Jadeveon Clowney's a free agent, so he's welcome to make his own decisions as to where he wants to go. So I think he's still weighing his options. I think there's still interest from Dallas's side just because they could use a veteran in that pass rushing room. They've got a ton of talent in there, but it's a fairly young room in terms of defensive end. So that's still something that they're monitoring and a situation that they're monitoring, but the visit was just kind of the starting point. So we'll see if they decide to kick the tires on that here in the coming days.
Well, Clowney is a big name, but is there anybody else out there on the market that at defensive end, outside linebacker that can or play a hybrid that Dallas could use to help fill that spot?
Off the top of my head, Mark, I can't think of somebody. I think they look at Clowney and, for all the talk of pass rushers and, when you think of defensive end, you typically think of guys that go and get sacks. I think it's just as important to be able to set the edge in the run game and stop the run. And that's what Jadeveon Clowney's made a career out of, former number 1 overall pick back in 2014. And sure, he's had, close to double-digit sack seasons. He hasn't gotten to double digits yet in his career, but he had 9.5 just 2 years ago for the Ravens. So he can still help you kind of in both departments. And so I think this is a guy that can help Dallas, and especially in the run game. I wouldn't expect him, if he does join the Cowboys team, to, lead the team in sacks or get 12.5 sacks or anything like that. But when you talk about their commitment to stopping the run, I think he does a good job of that. And Brian Schottenheimer was talking about it the other day. It's hard to find these guys, and it's hard to be able to fill your roster with veteran guys who can kind of do everything at that position. So that's why they were kicking the tires on Jadeveon Clowney. Of course, he and Brian Schottenheimer spent a year together in Seattle back in 2019. I know, Schottenheimer was the offensive coordinator, so there's not too much crossover there, but he's a big relationships guy. And so no surprise at all that the two of them built a relationship. And so he got a familiar face back in the building.
Well, I wanted to ask you this because there are some guys that are on the squad, but they are not participating in the games because they're being left off the active roster. Obviously, Mozzie Smith is a name that keeps popping up. But more importantly, for people around here, what's the latest on Jaden Blue and why he continues to be inactive?
Yeah, so you got the 53-man roster, but it's only 46 on game day. I really, truly think, Mike, that it's just kind of a numbers war. No, I'll say war for lack of a better term right now, but they're kind of limited because you'll also usually see a couple guys from the practice squad get bumped up to help on special teams. And right now, I think Jaden Blue is still kind of working to crack that starting running back rotation. I think Miles Sanders, with the red zone fumble last week, being hawked down by Zach Bond on the long run, is something that, a lot of people look at that play and say, man, Jaden Blue would have housed that and nobody would have been close to him. And I think that's fair. But at the same time, there's a whole week of practice that goes into this. And Jaden Blue's next step is putting together some really, really, really good practices to be able to take that next step up. And ultimately, if he does become active, it's going to be because the staff has confidence in him. I'm not saying they don't at this point in time, but I do think that it's probably because he just needs to show a little bit more. And you got to keep in mind, this guy's a rookie. Sure, he had some flashes at training camp, but he's also been dealing with injuries. So I think there's still a lot of unknown from this Cowboy staff when they look at Jaden Blue as a player. He can certainly help them, and he will help them. I think it's really just a matter of time.
Jerry Jones mentioned that with the 2 draft picks he got, it didn't necessarily mean that he would wait for the draft to use them, that he could possibly try to package those picks to try to get somebody that could help them right now. Has he alluded to the fact that he was willing to do that with anybody in particular?
Not in particular, Mark. I think that's just a typical Jerry Jones. I'll say Jerryism, I think, because he is 24/7 for these guys, right? When they've got an opportunity on the table, even if it's one that they create and one that they seek out, that they always look into it. I don't know how much looking into it they have done with that as of right now, but you think that even if they don't package a player like that, or package those picks, to get a player, you look at these next two draft classes, and those first-round picks are going to be really, really valuable. There's some great players. Now, if the Packers are playing like they played last night, it's going to be a later first-round pick. And I understand the chatter about, it might as well be a second-round pick. I get that. But at the same time, that's still a top 32 player in these draft classes. And you can certainly find some talent at 29 and 30 and 31 and 32. It's worked out for so many teams. And obviously you would like to have a higher pick and get a better player. But like we talked about on the show a couple of weeks ago, guys, Will McClay and his staff in the scouting department do a really good job. And they have done arguably a better job than anybody else in the league on hitting on their draft picks, and they trust their evaluation process, and it has really, really worked out for them so far, especially in the first round. Sure, they've had their misses. Everybody does, but if they decide to keep those picks too, it can be equally as beneficial.
Well, it's looking like a Herschel Walker trade for the Green Bay, and it looks like the Cowboys are the ones that got hosed. Like they should have got more for that. Don't you think they should have got at least another second or third round pick?
I do. I really do. I think that was my biggest thing with the trade is, because of the timing of it, I think they were kind of limited on the return they could get, and they just kind of had to get to a resolution. And this was the resolution that was on the table. It's what they felt was best. Kenny Clark is a great player, and he's going to be really good for Dallas this year. I think he had a great first game last week. And, on the flip side too, Micah Parsons is a really good player. Like, I'm not surprised at all that he's doing what he's doing in Green Bay, because he did it for 4 years here in Dallas. And it's no surprise whatsoever. The guy is a freak of nature. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league, if not the best. You just see the attention that goes to him, and the way Green Bay's defense is able to rally around that. It's going to open so many things for them. They're going to be a really, really scary team to work with this year. But, Dallas there's still room to grow for the Cowboys. I think the Packers would say the same things about themselves. But I completely agree with you, Mark. I think that Dallas could have gotten more at one point in time. And for a player like Parsons, they should have.
We're talking to Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com. You can follow him on social media at Tommy_Yarsh. Tommy, Dak Prescott looked completely in control the other night against Philadelphia. Do you see the upside of what Dak brings every single day to this team? And are they going to find a way to get George Pickens more involved?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Coming into last week, I think I had only seen Dak Prescott play 2 or 3 games before he got hurt. So I think Thursday was really eye-opening for me as to how much of a difference it makes for this offense when Dak Prescott is healthy and in the game. Jerry Jones said after the game that it was one of Dak's better performances in his career that he can remember. And I haven't been watching every single Dak Prescott game my entire life, but I would say that he was about as good as he's looked since I've been covering this team. The numbers may not reflect it. He had the drops from CeeDee Lamb that were pretty big that hurt him, but some of the throws that you saw him make when you watch the game back on film, and you see just how valuable this guy is when he's healthy. He looked incredible. And then as far as George Pickens goes, throughout the week we've been talking to Dak and hearing from Dak and Shoddy, and it's been, I think they're kind of kicking themselves a little bit for some of those plays not going George Pickens' way. I think he, did his job, but at the same time, you go back to when the Cowboys made the trade for George Pickens, and everything everybody said was, this is going to open things up for CeeDee Lamb and vice versa. CeeDee Lamb's going to open things up for George Pickens. That's a part of it. There are going to be games like this where CeeDee Lamb has 13 targets and he goes over 100 yards, and George Pickens doesn't necessarily have as many, but it's going to work for both of them, and it's going to get those guys open. It got CeeDee Lamb open, and that's why he had 100 yards and he had 13 targets. So, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing that George Pickens didn't get targeted as much. It's not like Dak Prescott's not going to look his way. He had that big pass interference penalty that set up one of the touchdowns in the red zone early. So he is still making an impact on the game away from the ball.
Yeah, he's always going to be able to do that. And hopefully we'll see a little bit more this weekend against the New York Giants. As always, Tommy, we appreciate you taking the time. And as I told you before, man, I understand you didn't have to apologize, but we definitely appreciate you setting the record straight. We'll look forward to this weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Friday, buddy.
All right, fellas. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. There he is, Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com. No deal for Jadeveon Clowney. We're going to find a way to get the ball to my man Pickens because you was mad that he didn't get enough targets. We're going to find out a little bit more. We're going to talk NFL when we come back right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
It's the Morning Kickoff.
Are y'all going to do that clinic again?
It's actually tonight.
I didn't get an invite.
Because it's a women's clinic.
You invited me last year.
You invited yourself last year.
I did not.
What'd you say to me? Hardge, where y'all going to be tonight? Hey, this is what's going on, Mark. All right, I'll see y'all up there.
You shouldn't have told me about it then. I know now. Yeah, I know now.
Weekdays at 7.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Limited tickets still available at AXS.com.
Get yours while you still can.
Gear up, music fans. Hyundai is back as a proud partner of the 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Join us as our electrifying all-star lineup hits the stage like never before.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
There's a new accident on Highway 71 at Fletcher Lane, as well as a crash on Howard Lane at Hill Lane, really close to Highway 130. Looking at the drive this morning on I-35 southbound, stop and go from Highway 45 down to 183. If you're heading this direction, plan for 10 minutes to be added to your Friday morning commute. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Mark, I saw your car the other day. That license plate said world's strongest. Are you serious?
You got a problem with that? I'm the world's strongest man. It fits.
Fits? Man, the only thing that fits is your plate frame struggling to hold on to all them letters.
It's better than yours, fast guy. You run a 27-minute mile, Mike. That ain't fast. That's like a slow walk.
Hey, man, what are you talking about? Okay. That's the beauty of my plates. You can make it all yours, whether it's the team logo, your favorite nickname, you got some jokes, whatever is your style.
True. Mine gets respect on the highway, and yours gets giggles.
Man, why are you making fun of me, man? But guess what? It's a win-win for everybody. Don't go out there driving an ABC 123 on your license plate. Get a real one. All you got to do is go to myplates.com today. That's myplates.com. Use the promo code The Zone at myplates.com.
iHeart presents Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour, taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th.
Straight out of Compton, it's a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Got wrecked? Got a pain in your neck? Thomas J. Henry is your next call. Thomas J. Henry has put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just 4 years. And we can help you too. Just look at our over 14,000 5-star reviews. The numbers and our clients speak for themselves. So if you've been in a car accident, visit thomasjhenrylaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office in San Antonio.
I am dedicated. I am TNT.
With Team in Training, you will reach your best physical self so blood cancer patients can reach theirs. Change your life by joining a marathon, half marathon, triathlon, or a cycle event, and you'll change the lives of blood cancer patients.
I am committed. I am TNT.
After 600,000 participants and almost $1 billion raised for treatments, TNT has helped the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society make a significant impact in the advancement of blood cancer therapies that save lives every day.
I am making a difference. I am TNT.
Join TNT Expand your circle of friends to be part of a very special community. Train with world-class trainers and have the chance to be part of the most exciting endurance sports events in the country. Or train on your own schedule with TNT Flex. Join TNT and fundraise while you train and take part in getting us all closer to a world without blood cancers.
Join TNT now. Go to teamintraining.org.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Riata Ford in Manor has made it simple. Pick yours at riataford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Riata Ford in Manor has made buying a new Ford simple.
We're live at Specs, where elite snack strategies are unfolding. This shopper just dove headfirst into the cheese section, barreling through the brie like he's got something to prove. Now he's eyeing that top shelf tequila. Does he have it? He does! Unbelievable! Specs selection, flawless. Specs savings, unstoppable. He's loading the cart like a man possessed, and it all started at Specs. Cheers to savings!
Longhorns baseball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Great stuff from our guy, Tommy Yara. Dallas Cowboys. As he continues to let us know that the Cowboys, they did not get Clowney, and that is somebody that a lot of folks are looking at. And, you know, he was right when he said Jadeveon kind of has his own ideas of what he wants to do, and he didn't want to start football this weekend, so he's going to wait a little bit and figure out what the playoff chances are, because at this stage in your career, you want to play for a team that actually have a chance to win a championship. So if I'm a free agent and I'm in demand, then I'm going to wait a little bit as well and see what's next for me and my opportunities of playing for a championship.
Wow.
You look across the NFL this weekend, there's some big games. We talked about the Packers defeating the Commanders last night, 27-18. Micah Parsons getting love. Tucker Kraft putting up big numbers. And, of course, Jordan Love looking smooth as always. But let's go to Pittsburgh. The Steelers will be hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Aaron Rodgers looked phenomenal last weekend. The Seahawks 0-1. They're on the road. Tough road to hoe. But you know what? The Steelers are a good-looking football team, and I got to put a little bit of respect on what I saw last weekend. Aaron Rodgers still looks a little old, but he was able to sling that football. His arm still looks great. He wasn't out there throwing like Uncle Rico. He was out there looking like Aaron Rodgers, slinging that thing. So I'm looking at Pittsburgh to handle business there.
Well, I tell you what, we gave Aaron a lot of hell during the offseason.
It's early.
It's early, but he did look really good.
Yeah, he looks sharp. He should look sharp. But they play at 12 o'clock, same time that the Cowboys will be taking on the Giants. Cowboys are a 5.5-point favorite. As we said, Dak Prescott looked good. Dak Prescott, to your point, Mark, I'm looking at the numbers. Dak Prescott threw for 188 yards last week. CeeDee Lamb had 110 of those yards.
And with 4 drops.
Yeah, with 4 drops. With 4 drops.
So let's diversify the offense and get the ball to Pickens on the other side too.
I'm going to tell you this. I think the first play of the game is going to be a pass to CeeDee Lamb, quick throw, just to get him to catch the football so he can be ready to go. And so everybody will give him a standing ovation that he caught the ball and did not have the drops. If he drops the first pass, we'll see what ends up happening. The Bengals will host the Jaguars. Both teams come in 1-0. The Bengals almost gave the game away last week against the Cleveland Browns. But the Jaguars, we expected big things from the Jaguars, and they put out today that they're going to have Travis Hunter playing more of the game on both sides of the football. So we'll get a chance to see Travis Hunter do his thing tomorrow.
Why draft him if you're not going to play him?
On both sides. He played
on both
offense.
sides.
Yeah.
Like you said you were going to play him like he did in college. I mean, I'm not saying he needs to play 100 reps.
Right.
But, I mean, 25 and 25 or 30 and 30 would be optimum.
Right.
And I think that you'll get benefit from it.
I think so too. Another big matchup is the Bears and the Lions. We got an animal game here.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Bears versus the Lions. Both teams got beat last weekend. The Bears in unbelievable fashion. The Lions just got beat by Green Bay, and Green Bay was a much better team. But this is the game where you're looking across the field at your ex-girlfriend and wondering if things are going to work out. Jared Goff is going to have goo-goo eyes for Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson going to have goo-goo eyes. I should have never left you. I
don't think so.
It has to be, because Caleb Williams is going to give that dude an aneurysm because he does not do the things that he is supposed to do, because he looked great in the first half, and then all of a sudden he looked like
came off.
Nuke Lanouche from Bull Durham, where he was throwing the ball all over the place and not being able to connect. He was hitting the mascot, Mark. He was hitting the mascot. So Caleb Williams, can you please figure it out, man? You got too much talent, Heisman Trophy. Things change when you get to this level. You're not playing against people that can't catch you. These guys are good at the NFL level, man.
Yeah, he's going to have to learn to be Superman once or twice a game.
Yeah.
And the rest of the time, be a quarterback.
Yeah, pump your brakes, man.
Like, throw the ball quick, get it out your hand. Like, if you step up in the pocket, just step up and throw it.
Yeah.
Less Superman, more Batman. Just make the right moves.
Like, do your job, as we keep talking about. Another game that is interesting to me, because I believe on one sideline is dead man walking, and on the other side is a coach that does not put up with no nonsense, and that's the Patriots taking on the Dolphins. Folks, Dolphins fans, it's time. It's time to rip the Band-Aid off. It's time to make changes in Miami, because the Dolphins are in a bad spot. And this is your leader of men trying to have a conversation with the reporters, and this is how it sounds.
I think I saw, quarterback play that was less than to be desired, which Tua absolutely knows. But that was he's the captain of the franchise quarterback, and everybody kind of fell victim to something similar. I also know that he's very, very much like most quarterbacks, to be honest, where you're putting a lot of work into something, and your first time doing it for a collective 4 quarters in months, you're not at your best. My biggest thing is I don't want to make the same mistakes twice. I don't want to have things happen for no reason or in vain. You make them purposeful by improving upon the things that you failed at, and then making sure that your teammates do the same. So he's comfortable with that. In terms of it, we need to be better collectively. He and everybody else needs to be better for us to get done what we want to get done.
What the hell is in that vape pen? he needs to stop.
He does.
That's the problem.
That's all, folks.
That guy's he's lost. He's lost. I take that clip straight to the general manager and to the owner of the team and say, I'm done. Trade me. I'm done. I'm out of here.
What was he trying to say?
He was trying to form a thought. How can you stand on the sideline and be able to be a great offense coordinator and be able to understand what moves you need to make if you're vaped? He's a vape guy.
But
and what is he vaping? Is it tobacco or is it some tweeds? them wacky weeds.
I know some people. I'm not sure that's vape.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I know where Mark.
He's got to stop
this.
it, man. Yeah. He's got to stop it. He's not in his right mind. He babbled for 2 minutes and never said anything other than we got to be better.
Yeah, just get to that point. Just say we got to be
just
better.
Say, you know what, guys, we got to be better.
And again, I mean, I remember when we were hard knocking it, and he was funny, he was charismatic, but that was in the beginning stages. Just like everything else, if you're there for a while, you're gonna age, and he has not aged well because his team is not getting better.
Go back and listen to him. We should get a clip of him 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And listen to how he talks. The flow, the way that he relays the message.
Yes.
And then play that again. It's not the same person.
It's not. And
who's concussed, him or Tua?
Well, the thing about it is, when you look at both of these teams, I mean, you look at this team.
He's chemically concussed.
It's a bag of misfits toys, right? I mean, look at Tyreek Hill. He's part of the problem. Jalen Ramsey left, said, I'm out. Can't do it. Can't win with him. Decided he wanted to go do something different. Coming up next, we've got the world's strongest man, and he's bringing you the world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Reports of a crash heading southbound on Loop 360 before you get to Spicewood Springs Road. It's causing about a 10-minute add to your drive and stop-and-go speeds that start from Mopac. There's also a crash on 183 southbound at Lamar Boulevard, and some good news on Highway 71. The earlier wreck at Fletcher Lane has been taken care of. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why rewards members get free standard shipping, starting at Silver Key or Gold Pro status. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/shipping terms subject to change.
Hardge here. Friday Night Lights in Texas are all about family pride and showing up strong. That's exactly what you'll find at Covert Chevy in Hutto. Right now, get $14,048 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST, or $9,278 off of MSRP on a new all-electric 2025 Chevy Blazer EV-RS. Chevy Strength, Texas tradition, family first. That's Covert Chevy right off of 79 in Hutto, Texas. CovertChevyHutto.com. Together, let's drive.
Football season is here, people. Yes, Sirski. This is Pac-Man Jones. If you're trying to win this season, you got to get with BetOnline. We're talking the latest odds, player props, all in one space. Easy sign-up, best bonuses, lightning-fast payouts, and always first to market. BetOnline, the game started here.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optimal Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optimal Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather. Plenty of sunshine for your Friday. A high in the mid-90s. Clear tonight. A low at 70. Saturday and Sunday, mostly sunny with highs in the mid-90s.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different. Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game. What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Open up your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin, and listen now.
Longhorns football plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Normally, this would be WWE Hall of Fame. Mark Henry bringing you his world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella.
Hard.
Yes.
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time to segue to my guy, Cedric Golden. Marcus, back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Man, we was gonna talk about some Mark Henry stuff, but any chance that we get to have Cedric Golden, the pride of Austin, we gotta have that. We gotta take that chance. What's going on, man?
Man, not much. I didn't know I was getting replacing the world's strongest take. That's the best thing going. I'd rather listen to the world's strongest take than
oh, you got to make it good.
Have
then
me on there
you better make it good.
Yeah, well, you're never belly aching, dog. You never belly aching. You keep it 100. Go ahead.
But Mark, you met the great Muda. Man, I saw that on Facebook. That was one of my favorite wrestlers. I love Muda.
Did you see? I turned into a little kid, man.
You turned into an 8-year-old boy.
I could not believe it, and I had seen him before, but it just overwhelmed me. I could not believe that.
He was so athletic. Oh my God, he was so athletic. I loved watching do those flips, and then he'd do the elbow into the turnbuckle from behind. That guy was original, man. I love watching him.
Well, I'm telling you, man, like we Hardge and I were debating on whether or not we would talk wrestling too much. The WWE, I signed a nostalgia deal, so my video game likeness is going to be got released yesterday. So now people can go buy the download and play Mark Henry on the 2K wrestling game. But man, we love wrestling, but man, we love football right now. It's football season. And,
yes, sir.
And Hardge and I, we know we have the pulse of what's going on the University of Texas campus. What's the thing that stands out to you the most right now with this University of Texas football team?
I'm gonna tell you the first thing that comes to my mind is they're still a little shocked that Arch didn't play as well at Ohio State, but they're getting their sea legs back, man, and they're like we all talked, and I've told Hardge this. We knew they're going to blow out San Jose. They're going to blow out UTEP, and they're going to blow out Sam Houston. But we got to figure out in the midst of that, because Arch did put up 5 touchdowns last week. In the midst of that, is he getting better, and will he be ready for Gainesville? On October 4th, I believe, and I think he will be. I think he was really PO'd that he didn't play well in Columbus. And I think that's kind of driving him right now. That defense is electric. The defense is going to be fine. Colin Simmons is going to get his groove back. And this is just kind of like last year. The defense is kind of driving this bus, but they need that quarterback, the most important position in all of sports. They need Arch Manning to play like the Arch Manning we thought he'd be. And he was last week. He will be tomorrow, and he will be against Sam. But we need him to play like the star that he is at money time against quality competition.
We're talking to Cedric Golden of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at Ced Golden. And Ced, you and I talk about this a lot when we're at the media availabilities. The tone of the team continues to be in the voice of Coach Sark. From the players, they all kind of vibe to the same thing. But the leadership group continues to get better. What is it about this team that continues to impress you when you look at the leadership per se?
Man, I love that question, Mike. I'm going to tell you, I think that one of the best things to happen to this team was Michael Taft coming back. They need that. They needed that because if you think about it, if Mookie's not back, who's really taking over that mantle? The offensive line mostly new. Trevor Goosby's a sophomore. Those are new guys up front for the most part. Quintravian Wisner is a leader. Anthony Hill is a leader. But they had leaders falling out of the sky last year. They've only got 3 or 4 core guys, I believe, that are real leaders. Even though this season has just started, and you look at last year, we don't talk about Barron Sorrell. Barron Sorrell was the pulse of that locker room. And Michael Taft, those guys were locked in as the leaders. Quinn Ewers, to me, was not a leader on that team. He was a quarterback, but he was not a leader. I think Arch Manning is a leader. I think Arch Manning likes to be the face of this team, and I think he wants to have that pressure and he wants to have that responsibility of being a pulse of this team. Now, Sarkisian preaches leadership and accountability and transparency. There's going to be some others that develop as this season goes on, but they don't have as many as last year. I like this team. I like the defense especially. And as long as you have a defense like they have that's not giving up points hardly at all, that travels. And they're going to be doing some traveling in October.
So we watched the Commanders last night play the Green Bay Packers. And at one point in the first half, they went through a motion offense where it was almost like an option. Texas has the talent to do something like that. I'd love to see Texas run the ball 4 or 5 times in a row and to try to push it down people's throat. Do you think that they can sustain a running game like that with the quarterback pulling it and running too?
Yeah, but they're not going to do it against Sam Houston or UTEP. It's in the bag. It's going to happen. That's something that you save for the games that matter. You'll see it in Florida. You'll see it in Kentucky. You'll see it against the Aggies, against Georgia, against Vanderbilt. There are things they're working on right now that are going to happen eventually. They don't want to put it on film right now. They don't want to tip people off. And another thing that they have, Quintravian Wisner, I believe probably could play if if they really, really needed him. They're holding some guys out because they know they're going to blow these teams out. DeAndre Moore's probably not going to play. I know Wisner's not going to play. Alex January's not going to play. Emmett Nelson's not going to play. But those guys are going to be integral parts of what's going to be happening in SEC play. It's a weird schedule with 3 real, really beatable 30, 40-point underdogs coming in here. And then they're going to get that very crucial. We haven't talked about that much. They get that bye week after Sam Houston, and everybody's going to be ready to go by then. Because if guys are still hurt after that bye week and they haven't played for a month, then you get worried. But I don't think that it's to the point where people are really that hurt. So they're going to be, hopefully, because it's still football. Guys can get hurt in these next 2 games. but hopefully they'll be ready to run. Everybody will be healthy. I think that run option, that RPO game is in Arch Manning's bag. I think you're going to see it. You're just not going to see it in these next couple of weeks.
You said Emmett Mosley, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, receiver.
Yeah, we're going to let you go with this. You wrote an article about white chocolate as he stepped up as the top target, Parker Livingston. What is it about him that has been impressive about the way he's handled everything in the early stages?
You know, receiving is simple. Run good routes, catch the football, do something after you catch it. He does all three very well. The dude is fast. He's an enormous target at 6'3" with long arms. And most important, he has the confidence of his quarterback. We need more from Wingo and DeAndre Moore, fam. We got to see more from them because they're going to take away white chocolate if those other two keep struggling. The tight end, Jack Andrews, is doing really well as well. I really like the chemistry that they've developed so far, but they're going to need Wingo and Moore to do much more. If those guys can come aboard, and I think it's going to happen, that's going to make them even more dangerous. This, on paper, this is as explosive as an offense potentially as there is in America. They just haven't played like it just yet.
Well, they're going to be ready to go, and we'll be able to see them tomorrow. 3:15 is the kickoff as they take on UTEP. We expect big things tomorrow. And as always, you delivered big things. My man said,
one thing, fellas,
Yep.
one thing I got to ask before I get out of here. Who y'all got winning the fight tomorrow night? Y'all quit burying the lead.
Well, hey, that's funny that you bring that up because that's coming up in the next segment, my brother. So you got to stay tuned.
Stay tuned, baby.
I will stay tuned. I'm in there.
All right. I appreciate it. There he is, Said Golden. You can follow him at Said Golden on social media. And like he said, when we come back, we're going to talk about this big fight before we send you to Dan Patrick right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Reports of a crash heading southbound on Loop 360 before you get to Spicewood Springs Road. It's causing about a 10-minute out of your drive and stop-and-go speeds that start from Mopac. There's also a crash on 183 southbound at Lamar Boulevard, and some good news on Highway 71. The earlier wreck at Fletcher Lane has been taken care of. I'm Jason Foster with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Keeping score of your finances but missed the Bitcoin wagon? There's a second chance called Texacoin. Score big at texacoin.org. The Texas Longhorns bounced back after a season-opening loss to Ohio State, defeating San Jose State 38-7 in their home opener of the 2025 campaign. Arch Manning rebounded nicely with 295 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception, throwing 2 touchdowns to Parker Livingstone and Jack Andrews. But it was the defense that was the story, forcing 4 turnovers and allowing just 7 points in the win.
The timely penalties a week ago were critical to us not winning that game. You know, the 1 touchdown drive they have, 30 yards of penalties. And so when you come out today and you have 12 penalties for 115 yards, it was kind of across the board, which to me is my foot's got to get in their butt here on Monday morning. Like, that's unacceptable. And there's a standard in which we want to play the game.
The Horns will stay in Austin hosting UTEP this Saturday. Get in early on the next big coin and extend your lead at texacoin.com. This is an investment that carries risk. texacoin.org.
Hardball Hardge here, and football is back. And so is your chance to win cash like never before with DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. You get to use your game day instincts to score real money fast. Here's how to play. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats, from the breakout rookies to the elite quarterbacks, and unlock the upside of every snap that it brings. The better your cause, the bigger your payout. There's no gimmicks. There's no convoluted rules. Just you, your player reads, and a shot at big returns. You nail all your picks, you're not just winning, you're stacking. Pick 6 rewards bold play And you know what? With those payouts, beyond the minimum if you beat the field. Let me tell you how this all works. I'm going to pick a couple players to do very well this week. I've got Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs. I've got Joe Flacco of the Browns and Tua Tagovailoa of the Dolphins, all going under their totals. 242.5 for Patrick Mahomes, 240.5 for Joe Flacco, and 236.5 for Tua Tagovailoa. It's that easy. And here's how the kickoff bonus goes. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use the code SPOTLIGHT. That's code SPOTLIGHT for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts and bigger wins. Only at DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
iHeart presents
The police coming straight from the underground.
Ice Cube, bringing truth to power.
You know how we do.
Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude.
Before hip-hop, homies got shot.
Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Let's go.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Uncork your favorites during Specs Whiskey Sale. Cheers to savings.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
If you missed any part of the show, get over to our podcast page and check out all of the latest from our interview with Mac Brown yesterday, and of course our weekly guest Tuesdays with Jeff Cook, Wednesdays with David Davis, Thursdays with Eric Henry, Fridays we have today Tommy Yaris and Cedric Golden of the Awesome American Statesman. Great interviews and so much more. Make sure you tune in to the Craig Way Show this afternoon from 2 to 5. Craig Way, Cam Parker, has been doing an unbelievable job stepping in as a producer. I want to get into this conversation right now because it was just brought up. There's a huge fight this weekend. We'll finish off with Texas football in just a moment, but there's a huge fight this weekend. Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, 2 of the premier boxers in the game. And, you know, Mark, a lot of people don't talk a lot of boxing anymore. I mean, there's only a few people that are really dialed in. Our guy Sid is one of those people who was just on with us. But you start to think about boxing and what it looks like. And this fight should be getting more attention than what it has been.
It should, but like if you go, there's like 12 federations and they historically over the last year or two have been making decisions that everybody boos. And people are not wanting to spend their money on that. So it's like, fix it, eliminate all the companies, make it 1 or 2 or 3 like it used to be, and then you have a pool of boxers that are all fighting each other. These people dodge each other now. They won't even fight, won't even have. We're lucky to get a fight like this.
Well, we are lucky, and that's why I think it's such a huge, huge fight. We were talking about it earlier. Is this the fight of the decade? Is this one of the biggest fights that we have seen? And yes, this has to
like
be
a real fight. This is one of the biggggest fights in the last 5 years.
And I am we were talking about Errol Spence and how that fight was supposed to go, but the result was not what it ended up being. It wasn't one of those best fights.
Yeah, that activator.
Yeah. But you look at both of these guys, they're both electric. They're both scientists when it comes to this. And to me, I know Canelo Alvarez is a big punch guy. I believe this is the first time he did not fight on Cinco de Mayo. I think this is the first time that he's fighting on a time that he's not used to fighting on. But Bud Crawford, Terrence Crawford, is so good at what he does. He's so technical with his approach and everything. And I just firmly believe that this fight is going to be Terrence Crawford's fight.
I think it's going to be Crawford's fight, but both of these guys got big punching power.
Oh, they're powerful guys.
Like this could be a 90-second fight, or it could be a one that goes a distance because they're both really good in defense.
Yeah.
So
41-0 career record with 31 knockouts is Crawford.
Wow. I'm excited for. I mean, Canelo can end that though in a heartbeat.
Yep. Well, this is the other part. He's moving up to 168. He's fighting at 168. Crawford, that is.
And he doesn't normally fight
guy.
that high.
No, he's a light guy. So this is going to be an interesting fight, but this is the beautiful part about the dynamic of them because it's the undisputed super middleweight, and both of these guys. I mean, Crawford went up 2 weight classes to fight this fight.
Wow. I hope he's acclimated because bigger punching power, bigger guys, they hit harder.
Yeah.
And regardless of how much offense Crawford has, Canelo, he's going to work on the body.
For sure.
Every fight that he has, he starts off trying to hit you in them kidneys. So hopefully he built up some muscle and more than those legs. He better put something around that core.
Well, I think a key to this fight is also defensively. I think Crawford is one of the more agile defenders.
boxer.
Yeah. And also the fact he has like a 3.5 inch reach advantage in this fight. I think he's going to use that. He's not going to just get in there and try to brawl off with a guy like Canelo, who's going to be the bigger fighter because when he rehydrate, he's going to be at least 170.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this, and this is one that I am making sure that I get to watch. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you're not okay. Like even with UFC, there's UFC card this weekend as well. So there's so much that is happening around fighting but Saturdays are for football. I'm watching football. That's my plan. I'm gonna be locked into the football games this weekend. But at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I'm gonna start watching Canelo and Crawford because
they're not gonna fight till 10.
I know, but that's
gotta
when
think about the undercard.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I gotta watch some of that too because it gets you ready to go. But for me, I'm taking Crawford. Who you taking?
I'm gonna go Crawford.
Going Crawford decision.
Oh man, dang. I mean,
We agree.
he's finna get knocked out.
Yeah.
All 3 of us picked him. He finna go night. Hope not, but I'm rolling with Crawford. I know that we all are. Make sure this weekend you come out and check us out as we will be at Bevo Boulevard starting at noon tomorrow. Right there off of Bevo Boulevard at Hook'em Hangout. Look for the big blow up Bevo and the food trucks. That's where we will be. Myself, Mark Henry, and of course, our guy Cam Parker leading the way. Make sure you tune in earlier as you will be able to listen to Third and Longhorn, our new partner. They will lead you up to us. And then after the game, you have the post game with them as well. Big football matchup this weekend. We also have the Chiefs and the Eagles in a Super Bowl rematch. We'll be tuning in to that and talking all about it on Monday right here on the Morning Kickoff. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. Just remember this, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Listen up, football fans. Kolache Factory's flavor of the month, Frito Pie Kolache. We're talking seasoned ground beef, hearty no-bean chili, melty cheese, crunchy Fritos wrapped in that famous Kolache Factory dough. Whether you're headed to the game, watching from